The comfort of stillness, a rock's life in the forest. To be a large rock in the forest is to know a peace that creatures rarely taste. It is a state of constant relaxation, a slow and deliberate existence, free of the striving and urgency that animate the vertebrates. Imagine being such a rock, settled for centuries beneath the emerald hush of trees, your broad surface softened by thick moss that holds every droplet of morning dew like a collection of tiny treasures. Around you, ferns unfurl in patient spirals. Their delicate fronds brush your sides and cast shifting lace shadows in the afternoon light. No danger ever threatens you, for you are too heavy to be moved, too solid to be broken by anything less than the quiet patience of time itself. You feel the warm gold of the sun through your moss blanket, the cool touch of rain that soaks into the spongy green, and the tender caress of fog drifting in from the river nearby. The river is never far. Its steady voice is the backdrop to your days and nights of perpetual music that you never tire of hearing. Sometimes it roars in flood, sometimes it whispers in low summer, but it always speaks in the language of constancy. When animals come to drink, they pause to lean against your familiar shape. When the wind stirs, it carries the scent of wet earth and leaves that have fallen to join the rich soil around your base. No ambition flickers inside you, no restless thought. There is only the contentment of being exactly where you are, exactly what you are. Other beings must learn to feel safe, to train themselves to relax. But you are born in perfect safety and stay that way as decades pass. You have no fear of the passing seasons. You simply greet each one as it arrives. The green of the moss brightens in spring. The ferns grow tall in summer. And in winter you rest beneath a quilt of snow, untroubled by cold. If existence has a pure form of tranquility, it is this: to be a great moss-covered stone in the heart of the forest, sheltered by trees, companion to ferns, and watched over by the steady river. In this place, relaxation is not something to be earned. It simply is. And safety is not a promise, it is the shape of your whole life. The listening stone is a sentient life in the forest, in a clearing bordered by old trees and laced with the silver ribbon of a river. There sits a great stone wrapped in a living quilt of moss. To those who hurry past, it may look like an inert relic only, an obstacle or a landmark. But the rock knows differently. Its awareness is not like the quick sparks of thought that flicker through animals. It is something older and deeper, a slow, patient consciousness that has always been part of the land. Beneath its moss covering, countless tiny roots of lichens and fungi anchor themselves to the stone's pores. They are not strangers but allies. The moss is a comfort, a friend whose emerald filaments whisper in a language of moisture and light. Through these filaments and the filigree of fungal threads the stone is linked to all things nearby. It can feel the shiver of the trees in a storm. It can taste the minerals that seep up from the river's edge. It listens to the silent conversations passing underground, as the mycelial networks send messages between roots, warnings of drought, invitations to share nourishment, quiet greetings between kin. The trees around the stone, their trunks thick with age, are not just neighbors but companions. They breathe out life into the air, oxygen and fragrance and memory. Each fallen leaf becomes part of the soil that cradles the stone's base. As the seasons circle around again and again, the stone feels time in layers. The warmth of midsummer sun, the cool hush of autumn mornings, the heavy white of snow. Nothing is rushed here. Nothing is wasted. To be a stone is to participate in a vast conversation that humans seldom notice. The ferns drape their delicate fronds across the moss in gestures of trust. The river tells stories in its flowing voice, stories about salmon and rainstorms and the snowmelt from high mountains. Even the passing animals contribute to this living fabric, pressing their paws or hooves against the stone's cool flanks and leaving behind the faint traces of their own journeys. Some people have always known this truth. For generations, they understood that stones have spirits, some bright, some ancient and shadowed, but all alive. They are witnesses to everything that happens, repositories of wisdom that no book can hold. When you lay your hand against such a rock, you may sense a stillness that is not emptiness, but attention. Here, the stone does not simply endure. It observes, it remembers, It welcomes every moment, every moss spore, every curling fern, every ripple of river song. In its vast patience is a lesson that existence need not be hurried to be meaningful. That stillness is not the absence of life, but its most complete expression. To be this rock is to be forever safe and forever engaged, resting in the embrace of the forest and the endless web of connections that weave all beings together.